Hello and welcome to TNW Conference 2024. We are here in Amsterdam, continuing our live streamed series of interviews with some of the most interesting speakers of the event. And here I have Constantijn van Oranje, the Special Envoy of Techleap.nl. Constantijn, welcome to TNW.
Hi, thank you. Nice having me.
So can you please talk a little bit about yourself, who you are, what it is that you do, and what is the mission of the organization that you represent?
So okay, I'm Constantijn van Oranje. I lead an organization called Techleap, and basically we're supporting Dutch tech founders to scale their companies. We saw that we have a lot of startups, but they don't scale to big companies. So that's a problem that we try to address. And we do that for kind of regular SaaS fintech companies. We have a community of some 350 enterprises and 600 entrepreneurs, and we have some 400 deep tech companies that are more early stage that we're helping as well. And then finally, we also do we work with the government to try to create a better climate for tech entrepreneurs.
Right. So were you also involved in the previous stages of this, as in bringing more early stage startups to the ecosystem and making it easier to start a startup in the Netherlands?
Yeah, we were actually first we had an organization called Startup Delta,
right,
and that was more focused towards basically setting the right conditions, not so much supporting individual companies. Though we did go to events like the Next Web and other events globally where we supported companies, but that we have actually now handed over to another organization, so we're not doing that anymore. Our companies, the scale-ups, are kind of more concerned about next market entry. They might be looking for a next round of investors, so we can do introductions there. They might be looking for clients, but also more, which most important is actually looking for meeting each other, other founders, to share experiences, to share their challenges and support each other.
Right. So is it harder to help startups scale than to help them start?
I wouldn't know. I think they both have something to do with the mentality of the founder. So some founders are just extremely ambitious and capable, and there it's not difficult. I mean, it's they that are doing it basically. If it's difficult to help a company, or if it's difficult to start a company for an entrepreneur, they might not kind of go there. Right. And it was definitely not our role to make it easier. I mean, it is difficult to be an entrepreneur. Some are more gifted than others, and we have about 12,000 startups in the Netherlands, and if we would kind of pursue all of those or try to support all of those, we would need a bit bigger organization.
Okay, so the Dutch ecosystem, in let's have a very short. I'm going to try to get a very short answer. What do you think is the state of the Dutch tech startup ecosystem?
It's thriving. But it's not like a mature system yet. In terms of venture capital volumes, I think we're not at the level where London is. We're not into the level where Tel Aviv is, I think, and some of the the US ecosystems, and then also the number of unicorns. I think we could still crank it up a bit.
That's the case for the entire Europe, isn't it?
Absolutely, but there are certain countries that have done remarkably well, like Estonia. I think also Sweden is a country which is very interesting, and we're now seeing a big shift from the traditional startups to deep tech companies, and then that's also something that we see in some countries more than others. Like France is doing really well, but also again I think Sweden is an example there, and the Netherlands actually. We're doing a lot of investment in deep tech.
Right, and so what do you think is the role that the Dutch ecosystem is playing in the bigger European ecosystem?
Well, our investors, the VC funds in the Netherlands invest only, I think, 25 or 30% of their capital in the Netherlands. Most of it is international, so they play their part in the Nordics, Germany, DACH region. So I think, it's like all of the more mature systems where you have the internationalization of companies, of investors, and there we play a little part, I think.
And internal startups then?
What do you mean?
So you talked about the role of the VCs who invest elsewhere, but how about startups? Like, how important do you think Dutch startups, for example, on the European scale?
I mean, just like I don't know. I wouldn't even label them Dutch. I mean, we have quite a number of our companies are led by non-Dutch people, actually, especially out of university. And it's a thriving ecosystem, and I guess like all the others as well. So.
Right, and at the beginning you also mentioned that you're working on creating a better business climate. How do you measure the quality of business climate? What's your KPI here?
Well, we have a few on talent. Hard to fill IT jobs. That's one. The volume of venture capital per phase, per sector, per round. So we basically look at how fast do companies in the Netherlands scale compared to other countries. Those kind of things. Yeah, we measure that.
And where do you see the future of the Dutch ecosystem in terms of verticals, maybe elsewhere as well? Like how do you see? What's your vision?
So traditional big vertical is fintech and payments, and I think that's still going strong. Still a lot of new developments there. Obviously, everybody's doing the AI thing, so a lot of businesses are being redisrupted because of AI, or when they don't embrace it fast enough. So there's a lot of development there. And then what I said, deep tech. So in the space of energy, semiconductors, I think that's one of the categories where Netherlands stand out compared to other European countries, that we have quite a thriving startup scene for semiconductors, but also quantum computing, optics, these sectors.
And how are these sectors different from the rest? What kind of support do they require that is different?
So these require much more capital, but they also require kind of different CEOs for different stages. So in the beginning, it's very scientific, and then they have to go to a more market-oriented one, and then it's also very operational because they have to maybe build a factory, and then have to expand on that, and then it becomes more commercial. And they're not always in the same people. So we see in those companies that there is kind of a higher churn of the founders and CEOs. But capital, I think, is the biggest challenge, really. Yeah.
And this is something that you are trying to solve from your side as well.
Yeah, we're trying to do that already for quite some time. We look at different strategies, getting foreign capital to come to the Netherlands and making it attractive, linking Dutch VC with foreign VC so that they get to co-invest. We've been working with the government, trying to make it fiscally more attractive. That didn't work that well yet, so we're still working on that. Then a lot of money from the government, direct investment, has increased, and then the pension funds, which has been a topic that we have been pushing on for a long time, and they're now committed to invest much more, especially in impact and like things like the energy transition. So that's really promising for the next years ahead.
Absolutely, this is a very optimistic take. Constantijn, thank you so much for taking the time. Once again, welcome to the Next Web. Thank you.